Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Welcome to our channel. This is our weekly build update. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do not forget to click that subscribe button. Hit it twice, just in case, to make sure you subscribe to our channel. Just once. Once is good enough. The front entry is finished. A couple real minor things that we have to finish up over there, but we also are building the back deck, and we are doing a remodel. So we took up all the decking. There used to be a staircase that exited the deck right here. And then it went down to a landing, and then it took a 90 to the right and exited that way. Homeowners didn't like that. So we decided that we're gonna change the design a little bit. And what we did was we removed the staircase, we stripped all the decking, we're installing new TimberTech AZEK dark hickory to match the front deck. Here, all the railings are gonna match everything else. We're re-wrapping all these posts in dark hickory just like we did on the front. And then we're gonna wrap the beam and the lower posts. And then the coup de grace, the big finale on this job, is we're gonna build a curved staircase coming off that last section of railing going this way. And it's gonna section and segment down into a curve, 6 feet wide. It's a monster. And curving all the way down to the lower garden area, which is going to be completely revamped and re-landscaped once we're finished. So the landscapers just came by yesterday, and the landscape designer came by yesterday. We discussed everything. They're just waiting for us to get done so we can finish up here and get on to our next project as well. But that's what's going on. So it took us 3 days to prep this frame, to strip it and prep it. And it's only taken us a day and a half to actually lay the deck. So there was really more work in the prep of this frame because there were some things I didn't like about the frame that I had to make some adjustments on, had to add some framing, had to change some elevations because we had a lot of this going on. Like that. And like that. And I didn't like that. When you're building a deck, you just want it as flat as possible. Okay, so we had to change up a few things to make that happen. So now that the deck frame was pretty flat, we went ahead and installed it. We face screwed all the decking with Fasten Master Cortex screws. These are stainless steel. This is their new 316 stainless 2.5 inch screw. It's a great product. Didn't have any issues with any of the screws or anything like that. So we drive those with a special bit. And then we put a little cork. It's called a Cortex hidden fastening system. We put a little cork in the top that matches the decking color, the texture, and it hides really well in this vintage product that TimberTech makes in their AZEK. So that's done. The only thing I'll have left to do as far as the deck is concerned is sand out a couple lines. And then I need to add some alternate surface borders, alternate direction surface borders right here and over there. And we're doing a double border because it worked out better for our deck if I actually did 2 boards wide for our frame. And since the deck is 16 inches on center, I went ahead and framed it so that I could put a double border in. It worked out better. Instead of adding a bunch of joists and making it kind of look funky from underneath, I just added a ladder in between 2 joists, and then I decided to double up. And then it gave us an inch overhang on each side, about an inch, inch and a quarter, something like that. It wasn't too much for the decking to overhang, and I think it's going to be a really nice look. So that's what we're going to get to today, is finish up corking the far end. We got to sand all of our lines, make sure they look good, get those alternate borders in. And then once that's buttoned up, we'll probably clear the deck, make sure all the plugs are tight, and then probably start wrapping the outside of the deck. We're also getting some of our post sleeves in. So these are the TimberTech post sleeves. We've cut them down to 39 inches. We're doing a 36-inch high rail with no lighting. These are good to go, ready to go. Then we'll probably just keep trimming out. We have to trim all these posts out before we can run the railing. Probably gonna trim the deck, and then I still have some house trim to do as well, so I'm not sure if I'll get to that today or next week. We gotta wrap all these, and then we can start installing the railing. So that's kind of all in the sequence of what we're doing. So follow along and see where we end up today. deck is complete. We're just finishing up a few corks. We have all of our expansion joints in. Everything's looking good. Okay, so since this deck was a predetermined width, and I kind of got lucky on this one where we started laying the decking from the outside of the deck, and we laid it to the inside of the house, and there's about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch gap at the house, which we need to cover up. So what I'm doing now is a technique that I do quite often where I install trim up against the house, similar to baseboard on the interior of the house. This is like putting baseboard on the exterior of the house. I'm using a full width piece of deck board. I'm ripping it down to 2 inches high, and then we're gonna Cortex it to the wall so it's a hidden fastened look. It's really sharp, and it just gives it that little extra touch that I'm looking for. While I'm at it, I'm also making thresholds for underneath some sliding screen doors. They're called phantom screens or retractable screen doors. They're manual, so you can hold them together and they kind of magnetize together, and then you open them up for ingress and egress. Or if you want to leave the doors open and enjoy the fresh air, you can close them on these 2 French doors. So because there's an elevation change, and because we are using a thinner deck board than what was installed previously, we have to create these little thresholds for both doors. So one's already up there, ready to be installed. I'm getting ready to make the other one, and a couple pieces of trim so that we can kind of button up the house. Then the deck surface is complete, and then we can start focusing on fascia and wrapping some of these posts so that we can start getting our railing done. So that's what's on the docket right now. All right, guys, so here's a quick tip for you. When you're using dark decking, and I'm in a shaded area, and I try to mark this with a graphite pencil, I'm carrying 2 different pencils. One's a standard carbon lead, and then one is a yellow lead that Pika marker makes. I'm out of white, so I'm using yellow. I prefer white, but this is working just fine. Let me show you the difference between these 2 marks, because I'm old and my eyesight isn't as great as it used to be. I have a hard time placing this pencil. Once I make a mark and I move the tape, I usually can't find it. So especially in a shaded area like this. So if my measurement is 72 5/8, okay, here's my mark, and I went ahead and gave it a pretty aggressive mark. Okay, you tell me which one you can see better on that board. Now this yellow lead, it's a little oily, so you might need a little water to erase it. But man, when you're doing hundreds of cuts a day, having something that you can see is pretty awesome compared to this, where I'd say 30% of the time that I use a graphite pencil and I'm running dark hickory, I make my mark, oh yeah, well, okay, cool, yeah, do that. Turn around, I can't find it. So even with a heavy hand, it's still hard to see. So just something for all you people out there that maybe don't do this every day, try getting a different colored pencil or marking device to mark out your marks. I mean, which one can you see from there? All right, so we have a little boo-boo on one of our installs of our Cortex screws. Something went sideways on us. So I'm gonna try to cut a new plug and open up this hole a little bit and see if I can't fix that. But we're out of time today, so come back on our next episode and see how we did on that repair. So we're either gonna fix it with an enlarged plug, or we're gonna have to pull the whole board and replace it. But we can't do it right now because it's too warm. So hopefully we can get the plug method done, and then you guys can let me know what you think of that. So hey, if you like this video today, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. Thanks for coming to our channel. Leave us a comment below. Don't forget to like this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.